Friday Rewatchers Council. That means it's Angel time, everybody. It's kind of like, you know, uh, daylight savings time, except weekly and with Angel. And speaking of, I got an angel with me right now, to tell you the truth. It's Ferris Mathana. Ferris, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Rob. How are you?
I'm doing fine. And when I say angel, you know what I mean. You know, when I say
Like an angel, like the angel, like angel and angel. He's more of a demon.
I think that's maybe a little bit more on the nose, if you know what I mean. All right,
Hmm.
we are talking about That Vision Thing, season 3, episode 2. Yet another one where things are going after Cordy through her visions. For goodness sakes, the original air date on this one, October 1st of 2001, written by Jeffrey Bell. Now, this is going to begin his stint on Angel. It's going to last right until the final episode. He's not only going to write, but he's eventually going to become the executive producer, also the showrunner. Ferris. There's a guy that takes off at some point, trying to do a space show about cowboys. That should have stuck around longer. Thank you very much, Fox. Now, before this, of course, he had written for the X Files. He's also going to go and produce Agents of Shield with a certain someone who also did up this thing. Spartacus
Hmm.
with another guy, another alum of the universe here, and that V remake. Remember V? You don't remember V? There's no.
I don't remember V, but I know about V because um, Paul Denuzio kept talking about it for years.
Yeah, it's fantastic. If you're of a certain age, if you're of a vintage, let's say someone like me, the 2V miniseries
Hmm.
were beloved. The eventual series they made out of it was okay. And then they did a remake of it. I think there was like Marina Baccarin and stuff like that. Speaking of, Firefly was in that one. I believe Laura
Hmm.
Bedford was in it. That's the one that he produced. Uh, they didn't. Well, I think if you saw the original V, you got it. You didn't need any more.
Hmm.
Anyways, that's it. Directed by Bill L. Norton. The last one he did was Happy Anniversary. And at first I was like, oh, Happy Anniversary. Yeah, that's the one where it's Doyle's ex-wife is getting married and stuff like that. No, no, no. That's the one where
The only Doyle I like is O'Doyle. O'Doyle rules.
oh, Doyle does rule. They get
Mm.
taken up by a banana peel on the road. So very clumsy, it turns out, in the
Mhm.
end for those Odas. No, this is the one where that guy has the demons coming through, or whatever, and he's gonna his free his time so he can always stay uh, with his girlfriend, his lady love, in a particular moment. He's gonna stay there forever or whatever. Doesn't quite work out for the poor lad. Okay, guest star alert. Now I don't know how alerty this is, but Daniel Day Kim, his
Yes.
character Gavin, is going to return here. Of course, he's a much bigger role this season. Of course, he was just in the one scene, really, in the last season. I was very happy to see, of course, Stephanie Romanov's Lilah come back. Oh, you gotta love the Lilah.
Big fan of little Lilah Morgan.
Yeah, there's a song, Oasis, called Lilah. One of my favorites.
You're a big
Spelled different.
Oasis guy.
Big Oasis guy. They spelled differently than the Lila in this one. They say, hey, Lila. You know. But, of course, have Cal Penn showing up in this one as
Hmm.
the throbbing brain guy. Now, he, of course, was also in Buffy as the one of the cavemen in Beer Bad, by far the worst episode of Buffy they ever made, and I know that you actually kind of enjoyed it, which is I fall asleep thinking about every night since then. I've fallen asleep thinking about that.
Can't
I
believe
have,
Ferris enjoyed that episode or that
yeah,
episode.
no, that you enjoyed it. It's like that's the last thing I think of, no matter what happened in the day. Could have had great things, And I just go, God, it's just it's like an extra 25 minutes. I can't fall asleep because it's going to jump in my head. He liked beer bad, but I respect and admire the man.
Hmm.
It's I have trouble dealing with it to this day. There we go. Let's talk a little bit about this episode. It isn't as bad as beer bad. Let's get this straight. It's an okay episode. Much better than the one we'll get next week. So it starts off with Wes and Gunn discussing, how they should act around Cordy. She hasn't had as many visions. She's getting a little prickly, it seems, because she hasn't had as many visions as she was hoping she would have here. Whatever. We see Fred's made it downstairs. You know what? Small progresses. She's been away for 5 or something like that years, so she's made it from her room upstairs to downstairs. Albeit she's hiding under a table. Like it's a is that when? Now you live in earthquake country. First, and I don't think I'm saying anything out of place there.
You're right.
If if there's an earthquake going on, it's the smartest place to go under a table.
Yes.
It is. I thought it was like under, like in through a door arch or something like that in your
Yeah,
basement.
yeah, yeah. You gotta get under a table, under a desk, in the doorway. You know.
Yep,
So yeah,
I get it. I get it. Of course, if the entire building just collapses on top of itself and sinks into the bottomless pits of hell, there's
yeah,
not much a doorway is going to do, or a table for that
exactly.
matter.
So either way, you're screwed.
You'll be fine. You'll be
That's
fine.
why we got. That's why nowadays you gotta earthquake retrofit your new buildings.
Yeah, it's like those 1950s nuclear bomb things they used to say. Like, just put your head under your desk, kids. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
They all survived. Not one of them got nuked. It's probably the reason because they were prepared. The Russians heard about the the desk initiative. Said, why bother? These guys have it down. Okay, so Cordy, starts talking about she misses these visions, despite describing them as pouring hot lava into her skull.
Yeah.
For goodness sakes, no, I don't know why they have to tell Fred again how this works. I guess it's more telling the audience. I think the one problem both Angel and Buffy have is they keep having to repeat to their audience what's going on. I think they're thinking every episode could be somebody's first episode. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have to explain these visions to people every time. We're
Hmm.
gonna have to, they're a lot of pain, but it's the way that she feels she helps out. Anyways, Gavin's gonna show up here. Wesley politely informs him he can go piss off. It sounds nicer when it's coming from a guy with an English accent, I guess.
Hmm.
Gavin brings code violations. Gavin, a lawyer looking to take over the hotel for some reason, brings code violations.
A
That is
lawyer being a lawyer.
no, no, no. Lawyers don't bring code violations to someone they're trying to sue. They have the city or whoever bring those code violations to
Well,
you.
they're
It
also
makes no
they're
sense.
not actual, like they're not full out lawyers, but they're you know
It's a law firm,
they still gotta poke at Angel.
right?
Like, yeah,
But
I want you to know it's me.
there's one thing that governments have is bureaucracy, and I'm sure they would not be pleased with this. I
Hmm.
don't care how many demons Wolfram and Hart employ. Government is usually worse. You know what I mean? Anyways, they get him out of there, whatever. And Cordy, talks about how his suit was very nice.
Hmm.
It's always nice to be genial to
With
folks.
the Gucci loafers.
With the Gucci loafers. Now, she leaves, and she finally gets a vision, like almost right away. Turns out something's happening at an herbalist shop in Chinatown. There's a coin with a big hole in it. Doesn't not really a hole. It's like more turns out to be like a pentagon or whatever. But it's 5-sided. And then there's some things with claws taking care of it. Does not look great. She tells, "Oh, go! You guys have to go right now. Get out of here. Go find this coin. Has a hole in it." She heads off. She's gonna go and clean herself up. Tells Wes is like, "You sure this thing has like 5 claws?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure." Pulls up her shirt. There's 5 claw marks. 5 exactly even claw marks, which I still don't understand. If there's gonna be 5 claw marks, at least you have one for the thumb that's not as,
Like
you
yeah,
know.
it's like a little short. It's like a little short.
Yeah, it's just yeah, because yeah, you can still have 5, but why would you make it as long as it looks like if they maybe if they did like this and crawl? Yeah, whatever. Anyways, we got the gist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cordy's getting Freddy Kruegered here in
Yes.
this thing, anyways. Somehow, all right. Now, the gang was all gung ho. They were all gonna go run after it. Like they know where to go. They're gonna go do this. Let's go. But then they do. Let's take a little time to do some research. Maybe it's a smart thing. Maybe it's a smart thing. Do the research first. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. I
Do
know
the
it.
research first.
Just do the research first. Why trip over yourselves to go do this thing? Even though the person that's been gravely injured, who's hiding in the bathroom, says, just go do it. Anyways, Angel's concerned that all these visions are starting to get a little worse here, so he has Fred take her home.
Mm-hmm.
Fred, who can't get out of the hotel save for the table in the office, really. She's going to take Cordelia home right now, and the guys are going to go off to Chinatown, eventually finding a place run by a couple here, an elderly couple, not
Mm-hmm.
too friendly to vampires. All right, it's 2001. It's the 21st century.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I get it from a previous century, but time to time to embrace the new when it comes to 2001. West brings up the old ancient coin there, and then yeah, of course, the senior citizens spring into action,
It was awesome.
flipping over the desk and stuff like that. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
fun. Huge claws. You see
Massive.
huge claws grow.
Massive.
I want you to remember that these things have huge claws grow out from their hands because they're going to be absent from the rest of the fight. The rest of the fight, they look like they just have like larger those press-on nail things. It
Mm-hmm.
does not look anywhere. Well, I would be afraid if I was someone who's actually fighting these guys
Mm-hmm.
that flipped over the desk like that and still had big long nails, but it's not like big like claws anymore. It's nowhere. It's nowhere near as terrifying as they were shown to grow to. Anyways, the heroes here gonna win the fight. Angel finds that coin around the old man's neck. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
congratulations, guys! You beat up an
Some
elderly.
geriatrics.
You beat up an elderly couple in their
Mm-hmm.
own shop. You bunch of heroes.
Monsters.
Anyways, this is when we see that Lilah's back. Everyone can rejoice for this. It's always great to have a great villain. Gavin's there now too. Tells her, well, guess what? I'm in special projects now as well, and I got a little something cooking for that Angel fella. You and your ex-compatriot Lindsay had something going on against here, and now I want to have you on my team. Uh, she says, "Oh, what?" Puts his baloney in his place. Let's just say that reminds him he has no team. That she earned that goddamn office fighting against Angel, not using code violations.
Mm-hmm.
She used a little brawn, blood. She saw her entire bunch of friends and co-workers massacred because of this fella. This guy's going to come in with a couple of code violations and take her spot. Not going to happen. She's going to fear shame him after this and then head off into her office. Cordy now, ready for Fred to leave her place and stuff like that. So, I don't think Fred figured this part out. Get Cordy to her house. She's going to have to make it back to the hotel anyway. Fred decides she's going to start raw dogging a jar of peanut butter.
Well, she's raw dogging everything. She was eating, what was she? She was eating Chinese food with her hands. She's eating peanut butter with her hands.
But
Girl,
that was her Chinese food. Let's let's be
but
fair.
still, man,
If
nah,
someone
nah.
comes over to your house and eats peanut butter by the fingers, Cordelia did the right thing. Take it with you.
Take it with you.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I
I would
100%
burn
agree.
this thing. I would
I would
burn this thing.
100% agree, but
Mhm.
I know you lived in a cave, but get a spoon. All right, just get a
Yeah,
spoon.
yeah,
Just get a spoon.
we're not animals.
Yes.
Like, come on, for goodness sakes. Anyways, she also starts going on about how she doesn't get the whole right as rain thing, whether it's right or wrong or whatever. Um, then she says that Cordelia is exactly like Lassie. She's the one that tells Timmy that's the local drunk or whatever is fell down the well.
Hmm.
Again, I think that's a pretty apt description. This is Cordelia's job. She's there to tell Angel that some demon fell down the well or whatever. But Cordelia's really had enough about this. She's going to enlist Dennis's help in
Hmm.
escorting our friend Fred outside. But, of course, this time she's going to get another vision. No claw marks this time. She's going to get an ugly, boily rash, Ferris.
It was gross.
A sudden
Gross.
onset boils. It's nothing you want to ever see.
Never want to see that. You
No,
don't want to see. You
no.
don't want to see the boils.
Yeah, I'm seeing that next to that she's up now.
Hmm.
Tells the crew that the that gross demon is and where they can find it. Also, this thing is going to have a key, which is important. Angel is going to brush her hair away while she's talking, and I think that's really intimate the way he's doing it. Uh, Keep a pin. That's all I can say
He's
on all
worried
this
about her.
and all this bananas or whatever. He wants to talk about what's happening. She has no interest in this at all. She goes off that the where the marks are and stuff like that. The whole like there was the ones on the stomach. She had some on her back and her shoulder and stuff like that. Like she got ripped up. For God's sakes, very little blood, which is maybe more concerning. How can you get ripped up this much and just have like a spot or two of blood? I'd be concerned. I would be incredibly concerned. Anyways, she tells them, the powers that be wouldn't do this on purpose. They're supposed to be teammates. You don't do this to a teammate, for God's sakes. Why would anyone do this? So, Gunn thinks maybe it's, allergies. Maybe those are just allergies.
Hmm.
There's some shellfish, I believe, was mentioned at this time. Everybody can get in a boil. I know if I ever have turnips, Ferris, I can get hives so bad that it closes my windpipe and I can suffocate to death, uh, which is pretty fun considering I'm Scottish and my family used a lot of turnips back in the day. Wondering why I would get these hives all the time when eating stew. Anyways, Fred informs them that everything is made from energy, including brave waves and communications. So maybe they can trace these things back, and like a psychic star nine, like you're just
Hmm.
gonna, you know, dial, ghost dial me and stuff like that. We're gonna find out where you are. So Wes says, gonna Fred look at some books from the hotel. Has Angel go get the key. Angel's gonna fight back, but Wes has a plan because he's the boss, and they keep bringing this up, especially in the next episode. So
Hmm.
Angel's gonna go to a locksmith's to find this key. All right, so yeah, it's a good place to look.
Hmm.
He just has a crude drawing. I guess I don't know if it's crude. It's a better drawing than I could do. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I can't. I can only draw six figures, so I
I
can't
can
really.
bear, I can barely do that. I'm
Hmm.
the shame of my family. I was such a bad goddamn drawer and stuff like that. Anyways, he has what he needs or whatever on this thing. Well, we've seen that he's actually a good drawing. He's drawn enough pictures of Darla. Anyways,
Hmm.
the guy or whatever is, that thing. Well, let's see. You can see him. pressing the button like he's Mr. Burns or stuff like that, waiting for the trapdoor. But this time, no trapdoor. It's Boyle Guy. Boyle Guy
with a
appears
sword.
with a sword, and somehow Angel has one. But we're gonna figure that out in a minute. Gunn and Fred are gonna show up to some late night fumigators at the. Another thing. How in the world is this happening? How is any kind of a fumigator being brought in just by somebody else's lawyer?
Just go to this random house or this apartment or this hotel room and just fumigate.
In the middle of the night, the next day, or that day. Come on. Like, I get it. You know, you're a show about a vampire detective and his wacky bunch of friends who fight against the powers of evil with a girl that has visions from the powers that be. But at least get your extermination shit right. It's the least we can ask. You know what I mean? Anyways, he has Fred.
Gunn wanted to see paperwork, or he'll start exterminating himself.
They've been working, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it, Fred. Just go inside this fully been fumigated hotel by now. Go inside, get the books. No wonder she's so scared. They keep throwing her into the fumigation rooms. That's poison. She's been breathing poison. And who knows for how long? At least this is the only time that we know of that they've had an exterminator drop by the hotel. I don't think it ever happened probably in Pilea. So there you go. Anyways, Angel's going to come back with the key. He's defeated. Boily guy. Lauren's there now, which is nice. He's there to help with the tracing back and stuff, with the psychic energy and stuff. Corey's resisting and helping because she's afraid of losing her visions and not being able to help. It's a big deal for her. You know, coming out of Sunnydale. You know, she's the one that didn't have any powers, just like her jerk of an ex-boyfriend and stuff like that. And she has this thing now. Where she feels she can help. Anyways, Angel says, "You're more important than just the visions." They go, "What do you want from us?" So she relents, and Lauren's going to start doing what he has to do. So Lilah's discussing taxes and payroll with a kid with a large fez on. Of course, this is Cal Penn's character.
The fez is covering something.
Yeah, he's also wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Angel, the series has people go back to Hawaiian shirts. Yeah.
It's step one of Harold and Kumar.
Sure. She tells him she wants some fire here. He sits in lotus position, which is very calming, and then starts floating like he has reached nirvana. Then pulls the fez off, and you see the top of his head is exposed and throbbing. His brain is just absolutely throbbing here, which is disgusting. He looks like those Mars attacks creatures, that Martians there. Now, you see Cordy start getting a fire vision here. It sends Lauren flying across the room, for God's sakes. Wes and Angel see she's burning, like she's getting scars, like burn scars across her arm and face. Fez guy tells her, "Please, Lilah, that..." Oh, she got the message. What a jerk. I'm glad there's no White Castles around where he was. So,
no.
Angel tells now suffering Cordy that Lauren's knocked out, but fine. He's fine. You know, for a guy who recently had been beheaded and still lived, I think, if you're just you're fine.
Yeah, a little electrocution, a little cosmic energy, you're good.
Yes. Not like he was missing his body at any point. So she asks if she's a bad person. It was like all this happening because she's a bad person. This isn't the first time. You know, she's been attacked because of her visions and stuff like that. He tells her this is happening because she's strong. Like, what? All right. Anyways, now she doesn't want the vision. She's like, "Nope, I've had it. This is it for me in visions." She hates being constantly scared all the time, which you can imagine. That's fine. Questions why the powers would do these things to her and stuff like that. And then Wes now is going to stick his head in. Has Angel talked to the group where Fred tells him that the visions aren't from the powers at all. luckily. But they're aren't sure who's doing it, but these aren't from the powers that be, so it's not like a personal thing on behalf of those. The only thing is that whoever's doing it is somebody local. So Lauren asked him who would have the resources to do anything like this. And, Angel.
Think enemies. He was like, think enemies. And everyone automatically knew who.
Yeah. Who has anger towards you,
Yes.
Angel? Who wouldn't mind messing with Cordy while they're at it, too? So automatically. He's at Lila's office. She's playing that video game. I know you're a younger man than I. Turns out, by like 4 or 5 years or something like that. But I remember, like, my dad had that golf game on like a computer in like the late 90s, so early 2000s, so right around that time. That game was a hell of a lot of fun. I'm gonna say I do not blame Lila for playing a little video game golf here.
Hey man, you gotta de-stress, man. You're a demon, vampire, lawyer, fix it woman. Like you gotta de-stress somehow.
It was better than any video game you could get for like a what would have been like a Super Nintendo, anything like that
Yeah, man. Like
at that time.
Lindsay de-stressed by trying to be involved with a vampire woman. She de-stressed by
And
playing
play
golf
and play one-handed guitar. Don't
and play
forget
one-handed
that.
guitar. Yeah,
Yep,
but
yep.
she decided to like not get involved with vampire women and
Mhm.
just play golf on her computer, which I think is a proper decision.
I liked it a lot.
Yes.
Anyways, Angel once again surprises and scares the shit out of her. He does this every time. Every time I think it's pretty funny. Tells her that Gavin helped with the vamp alarms,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't cool. We're not sure if he did or not or whatever, but I don't see why Gavin would say, you know what? Go ahead, scare Lila. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll turn the alarms off.
But then
Never
you're
mind what you could
also
do to me and everybody else
yeah.
in this place. As long as you
Angel,
get Lila.
Angel just ripped just either ousted his contact or just doesn't care about the lives of all the lawyers at Wolfram Hart.
Yeah, well,
And you
he
know
fits
what?
right, and then he
Why?
fits right
And
in.
you know what? Why would you?
Yeah,
Why would you? We literally saw him literally have them get massacred in a wine cellar.
yeah.
So I think him writing out a source isn't that far fetched.
No. It's 100. I don't even know if it's a source. That guy just found a way in, a way to mess with Lila. It's law
Or
of the
he lied,
jungle. Law of the
or he
jungle.
or he
Or he
lied
could have
and
been a
just
liar.
yeah, or he lied and just
But
said, "Go kill Gavin." I don't care.
yeah. It could have been maybe the vampire alarm guys had the night off, or were busy with something else. You never know. They're all union. It's all union there. That's the one problem they had when starting up that thing. They started up a vampire alarm union. The lawyers couldn't figure it out. So, anyways, she's shows her the coin and the keys and stuff like that, and gives them to her and says everything's over. Deal with this. She says, "Oh no, it's not over. You're gonna need these to complete a little mission." Now she's the one doling out the work for Angel here, and says she needs them to save an unfairly imprisoned young man. As soon as a lawyer says that, you can think that she's a huge liar. So, these are part of the things you're going to need to get the job done. She's going to try to act tough to him about doing it because she says so. Says that if she dies, what's her name's visions are going to continue. So he gives Lila the old throat grab, the classic Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe throat grab. So nope, you're helping Cordelia. Enough is enough. But where's the jail here? Like, I'll go do your little thing. Don't worry about it. But you're gonna be helping Cordy at the end of this. And she says, "Oh, this jail that I mentioned, it's in a fortress demon dimension. No big, no big whoop, no big whoop for someone like you." So Angel heads back. He's going to talk with Wes. And it turns out that the Claw couple there and the Boyles guy somehow fighting on the side of good. They were trying to protect these things for the side of light, I guess. Maybe the biggest problem they had was they had a guy with boils
Mm-hmm.
be on the side of light. You know what I mean? Could have a guy with puppies. That's usually the guy has puppies. You can say, you don't mess with this guy. He's just a good man. Anyways, Angel suggests wearing lapel pins. I don't know how much good that would do, just to tell good and bad apart. So the key goes into the little pentagon hole there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be able to make him hop in and out of dimensions here. West tells Angel that Wolfram and Hart, they're up to no good, so he wants to tag along. Here, an Angel puts the kibosh on all that, saying he needs them there to stay just in case things go bad. It turns out Angel believes that Wesley Wyndham Price is going to be the last line of defense, just in case something happens to him.
And you know
Anyway,
what? He's earned that.
he's a
He's
boss
earned it.
now. He's
Yeah.
a boss now.
Good for Wesley Wyndham Press. Good for WWP. Shout out to him.
Anyways,
Dubs P.
Wes puts the key in the coin. It's going to start winding up here. Angel tells him, take care of Cordy. Lots of, he's pretty protective
Mm-hmm.
over Cordy. So he's going to pass through. And then his sword and his dagger and, whatever else he has doesn't. But the key does this time. So unlike when they went over to Pylea where the book stayed put, this time at least the key and stuff like that went through. So
You need to come back.
he has a way back here, which is a good thing. So he gets to a spot. It has like a big burning cell. Can't miss it. I don't even know if he had to walk too far away. He meets a fellow named Skip there, which seems like a friendly guy. This guy to look at. You would not think he would be. His name is Skip, but he is an extremely pleasant guy. Turns out the guy that's in that cage is not.
Yes. Very bad person.
Yeah.
Or thing. Or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah, he's being kept in this burning cell forever through the
sheer power of will of Skip.
The will of Skip. Like, yeah, no. It's like I can't hear any screaming. It's like, oh no, this guy's screaming again. Will through my will. And you don't get to hear him anymore. There's only so many, oh God, it's burning and stuff like that he can actually hear from a thing. And so they talk a little more. They talk a little more shop.
Yes.
Talk about the commute.
Yes.
Stuff like that, which is very nice. And, he's, he knows that Angel's working for the powers that be. He doesn't understand why you're going to try and rescue this guy. They all work on the same side here. And Angel's like, yeah. Buddy, I get it. I don't like this either. And while he's saying that, he gets punched in the face. Skip isn't going to just let him get the drop on him.
No, absolutely not.
Skip's been doing this for too long.
You know it.
Yeah, it's there's going to be a big fight happen. Skip's going to get knocked towards the cell. The monstrous guy in there is going to grab him. Angel's going to pull Skip away. And when he does, knocks him out. So it seemed friendly until the KOing.
Yes.
I guess it could have been worse. He could have had the monster in the jail and get after him. So when he knocks this guy's out, the jail's going to disappear. Turns out the monster is some naked dude.
Yeah.
A little smoky. I don't know if those are burn scars or anything like that, but sure, there's been some smoke on the guy, for goodness sakes. No, he's going to bring this guy, now fully clothed, at least, to Lilah, they're somewhere at the Los Angeles River, and using the Angel Mobile, which is a nice thing to see. She's going to call Angel a remarkable man. Mm-hmm. He's going to call her an evil bitch. Like, this is the time. There's an olive branch. You're remarkable. You're an evil bitch. Pretty rude. You know what this is?
Very honest for one another.
Yeah, but for the discourse, it's pretty, that's just not the way, that's not just how business should be done. I don't care how many times she's tried to murder you and all your friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You cut her buddy's hand off. I say fair is fair. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he's gonna set up the trade. Notices Lilah talking to Fez guy there in the car. So, Buddy's Wes is gonna call Corey to see if she's healing. You see Buddy's brain bubbling and popping around here. Cordy's sores all disappear. And the guy is true to his word, which is very nice. So he's gonna hand. I keep almost saying the guy's name. I won't say it.
Mm-hmm.
Hands the guy over. He's gonna give Angel a little smirk.
Who is this man? I don't remember him.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
When he's going into the car, Lila's gonna say, "Oh, this is just business, Angel." She's turning. Fortunately, where they stopped, there was just some
Mm-hmm.
loose ass rebar lying around. Angel's gonna pick up a thing of it, whip it as hard as he can. It crashes through the limo's window into the guy's head. Ferris, good shot, very good shot.
I mean, he should have been. He should have been in the javelin.
Yeah, impales the poor brain guy. He's dead. I'm like, just say a little bit of rotary. I got a huge scar on my arm here from rebar
Mm-hmm.
when I was doing construction. It's not great. Anyways, he goes up to Lilah after this and warns her. If she comes after him through Cordy again, she's dead. He let her live before. He goes through Cordy again.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be it. So he's going to leave with Wes and Gunn. The next day, Cordy's going to seem a little better. She's going to split some Eggos with Angel, who we know will eat, but won't do anything to sustain him, which is the whole thing. She appreciates all that he did for him. It was brave, and she's looking forward to the boiled face searing pain again. She can't wait to get another super painful vision, but asks that if that guy there was truly horrible,
Mm-hmm.
it would be her fault, right? If he's free, it's kind of like how they once freed a basketball player for the Lord of War. It's about equal. It's about equal. And that, he tells her that he did what he had to do. Don't worry about it. She's more important. He's going to deal with the consequences because he's more than a hero, Ferris. He's a good friend. Perhaps sometimes.
The bestest of friends.
Maybe more than a friend at some point. So at the end here, we're going to see Darla find the shaman that she was told about before. She wants to know how her pregnancy is even possible. If I was the shaman, I would have begun with the birds and the bees. For Darla, maybe she forgets how these things happen after a while. Anyways, he's going to get some of her blood, and he's going to mix up a paste. He says to her, "This has never failed me."
Mm-hmm.
How many times has he bled a pregnant vampire for their paste so he can figure out how this baby's going to happen? I'm going to say very few. I'm going to say very few times. I think this thing has never failed me is kind of tongue-in-cheek. You know what I mean? Anyways, he touches her belly. He gets sent across his, I don't know if that's a yurt or tent.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little mixture of the two. Anyways, he tells her that no one can help her. Like, oh boy, this isn't going to be good for you. So, yeah, I get it. Time to go and tell Daddy. And that's how this one's going to end, Ferris. We're going to get a little more Darla time here in
You just can't escape her, man. We just can't escape her.
Well, the next episode, they're building all this stuff towards Darla. We get nothing about Darla in the next episode. The next one's that old gang of mine. We're gonna say goodbye to an old friend, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one of the lamest villains ever. It's an uncomfortable watch. It should be a lot of fun to talk about, and I can tell you one thing right now, ladies and gentlemen. It was sure fun to talk with Ferris Mathana
Mm-hmm.
here this week on Rewatchers Council. Buddy, why don't you let everybody out there in internet land know what you're up to here on the good old channels?
Today, guys, on our sports channel, we are doing Good Friends, Better Rivals. Me and Caleb will be talking OTAs, Joe Shane extensions, whatever's happening in Dallas. The eponymous show, Good Friends, Better Rivals. And then at 7, we have The Pulse, the sports edition. Me and Adelia will be talking about and remembering the life and legacy of Kyle Busch. He unfortunately passed away yesterday. We'll also be talking about some other things as well. So, well, yeah, I don't want to diminish Kyle Busch.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, so join us on our sports channel, which is our other channel, Go Friends Better Rivals. We're at 451 subscribers. We're 49 away from 500. If we get to 500, it unlocks a new thing for us on YouTube.
Ooh. I wonder. I hope it's a present. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, nice. So I'll be well, we'll be back here. Not next week, in 2 weeks' time, for more Rewatchers Council. We got Flooded coming up for Buffy. That's going to be Thursday in 2 weeks. Live at 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 Eastern. And then, of course, Friday show, the Angels show, with that old gang of mine the next day. Same time here on the good old post credits at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Over on our sports channel, Good Friends, Better Rivals, the flagship of the sports programming here on Let's Get Ready Network. Starting 11, the final starting 11 of the 25-26 season. A bunch of jerks have already claimed the trophy, the Premier League ship. But that's not all that's happened. There's still European spots to nail down. And most importantly, there's still a spot in the championship left for a couple of jerk teams who I know I can't stand. And that Fair's second favorite team, Spurs, is also could possibly go down. I know he's losing sleep about it.
Yes.
He will be crying himself to sleep if anything would happen poorly to Spurs. I know this. So we'll have all the answers by the time we talk about this. This coming Tuesday, live, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. I believe that's 5 o'clock Pacific for starting 11 with Adelia. I can't wait to talk that shortly before we start doing a little World Cup stuff. So that's all going on this summer as well. And we're going to talk a little hockey over on the channel as well. I believe it's going to be Monday. I haven't heard back from my wonderful co-host, Ryan Chamberlain. Christensen. I'm mixing up him and Adelia's names currently because I'm just going off the top of my head about stuff. So we're going to be talking about the Eastern and Western Conference Finals in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Maybe there'll be a little news to talk about because there seems to be news all the time. These playoffs, when usually they would keep it to themselves till after everything was all settled. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun talking hockey as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching Rewatchers Council with us today. And in the words of bubbling brain boy Calpen, please like and subscribe. We'll talk to you all again next time.